Before Caitlyn Clark's arrival, talk around the league centered on whether she could adapt to the physicality and speed of the WNBA. Skeptics pointed to her college resume, loaded with highlight reels and scoring explosions, yet questioned if she could replicate those jaw-dropping moves against seasoned veterans. Media interviews included open skepticism from some of the sport's biggest names, with Diana Taurasi implying Clark's gaudy numbers might not translate against grown women who've been playing professionally for years. The stage was set for Clark to either prove them wrong or crumble under the pressure. But there is always an undercurrent of anticipation. Even the biggest doubters couldn't ignore her long-range shooting or her ability to whip passes from impossible angles. Audiences clamored to see if she'd sink or swim. Little did the WNBA know that the league was about to witness a phenomenon, not just a promising rookie. Right from her first tip-off, Clark destroyed expectations. Her flair for the dramatic, launching threes from logos and threading passes through defensive traffic, had fans leaping out of their seats. In the face of skepticism, she didn't just hold her own. She made everyone wonder if they'd ever seen a player quite like her before. The moment Clark got a feeling for the new game, record books became obsolete. She reeled off a spree of new benchmarks. Most assists in a single season by a rookie, most three-pointers made in her first 10 games, and the highest number of all-star votes for any first-year player. Critics who insisted she'd be overwhelmed by stronger defenders quickly realized her range and court vision made standard defensive schemes almost irrelevant. Opponents found themselves picking her up the second she crossed half-court, worried she'd bury a quick 30-footer. Just as jaw-dropping were her passing highlights. Clark proved she wasn't just a shooter. She was an elite facilitator capable of orchestrating an entire offense. Those one-handed bullet passes, the behind-the-back deliveries on fast breaks. Each game felt like a show. But it wasn't just entertainment value. Each flash of brilliance changed the scoreboard. Her assists weren't empty style points. They were momentum-shifting plays that consistently put her teammates in prime position to score. By mid-season, analysts ran out of superlatives. Fans flooded social media with clips of her step-back jumpers, while casual observers who never tuned into the WNBA before suddenly couldn't get enough. When a rookie's highlight reels dominate sports headlines, veteran icons start to notice. Early into Clark's run, two of the league's biggest names, Breanna Stewart and Candace Parker, were among the first to openly acknowledge her explosive impact. Stewart, a multi-time champion who knows exactly how to stand out on the grandest stage, praised Clark's ability to transform an entire team's offense. She called Clark's brand of basketball a whole new script for what a rookie can achieve. Candace Parker, known for her dynamic commentary on TNT, highlighted how Clark's star power transcends women's basketball. While Parker has consistently championed the women's game, she made a point of noting that Clark's brand of excitement has the power to draw fans who normally watch only the NBA. According to Parker, any player who forces defenders to guard her the second she steps over half-court commands a unique level of respect. For Parker, Clark's presence was not merely a novelty. It was an unmistakable sign of how the WNBA could evolve. She repeatedly stressed how crucial it is for the league to capitalize on a once-in-a-generation talent who can pack arenas and keep TV audiences glued to every dribble. As Clark's rookie season progressed, MVPs from various eras began offering public praise. Tina Charles, a scoring machine in her prime, remarked on the energy and fresh eyes Clark brings to the league, turning every matchup into a must-watch spectacle. Charles even labeled Clark as the driving force behind rising attendance numbers, a testament to her crossover appeal. But for Caitlyn Clark, perhaps the most meaningful endorsement came from her childhood hero, Maya Moore. The legendary Minnesota Lynx forward and 2014 MVP once surprised Clark when she was just a kid, signing an autograph and planting the seed that would blossom into Clark's trademark generosity with fans today. Seeing Moore's validation of her skills felt like the ultimate rite of passage. Clark often recalls how meeting Moore shaped her philosophy on the importance of connecting with people, especially those who look up to her. Now that their careers have overlapped for a brief moment, it's become a moving example of how one generation can inspire the next. The moment Moore spoke about being proud of Clark's leadership solidified the rookie's growing legend. It wasn't all rapturous applause, though. Early in the season, some veterans and analysts, most notably Cheryl Swoops, voiced doubts, questioning whether Clark's game was too flashy for sustained success. People often pit Swoops' cautionary remarks against Cynthia Cooper's high praise, as Cooper described Clark as more than just a sniper, highlighting her advanced passing skills and crafty off-ball movement. What really stunned fans was the fervor of certain online communities. Some tried to stoke division by holding Clark up as an emblem of everything they believe the WNBA should be or shouldn't be. They used her meteoric rise to fuel negative agendas or to compare her relentlessly with other players. Despite the noise, Clark forged onward, concentrating on elevating her team and building stronger on-court chemistry. By mid-season, even many of her initial haters came around, admitting that her talents were undeniable. The difference between hate and hype, it turned out, was as simple as watching her play for 2 full quarters. An unexpected champion for Clark's character emerged in 2021 MVP Jonquil Jones. She publicly condemned any attempts to skew Clark's image, reminding fans that the WNBA is a diverse community united by love for the game. Jones argued that pigeonholing Clark as a certain type of player or person misses the point of basketball entirely. Her words resonated with teammates across the league, emphasizing how Clark's accomplishments should be celebrated rather than turned into polarizing debate. Then came the debate about Team USA. Cynthia Cooper set off a social media firestorm by suggesting Clark should be on the national team immediately, believing her presence would benefit America for years and years. Some argue that a rookie needed more time to prove herself in the league first, but others insisted that Clark's game-breaking ability would be invaluable in global tournaments. These discussions only elevated her status, fueling speculation that she could not only become the face of the WNBA, but also an international star on the Olympic stage. For Clark supporters, it was simply another reason to see her as a generational talent. Lisa Leslie briefly stoked controversy with her suggestion of naming both Clark and Angel Reese as co-rookies of the year. Critics claimed Leslie's statement diminished Clark's achievements by implying she needed to share the spotlight. However, as Clark continued setting records, Leslie eventually changed her position, praising the rookies' unstoppable performances and even calling them future championship material. Meanwhile, Diana Taurasi, the league's all-time scoring champion, went from warning Clark about professional reality to openly applauding her improvements. After multiple head-to-head matchups, including All-Star festivities, Taurasi offered Clark a congratulatory hug and publicly acknowledged her remarkable rookie year. She even noted Clark's resilience under immense pressure, praising her love for the game and her drive to keep evolving. Few moments symbolized Clark's validation more vividly than that embrace from the very legend who once doubted her. On a lighter note, Erica Wheeler, a former All-Star Game MVP, provided a candid glimpse into Clark's personality. Instead of portraying her as an unstoppable juggernaut who breathes fire and basketball 24/7, Wheeler painted her as someone who breaks tension in the locker room with jokes and pranks. This side of Clark, the lighthearted kid at heart, offered a new dimension to her image, reminding fans she's still early in her career and has a knack for keeping her teammates loose and focused. A'ja Wilson, the reigning league MVP, remains more cautious in her praise. She famously remarked that in college basketball, you got to win one for your name to sit among the all-time greats, referencing her own quest to secure a national championship before achieving legendary status. Her stance implies that while Clark's rookie feats are astonishing, true greatness at the professional level is measured by the ultimate prize, winning a WNBA championship. Wilson isn't alone in this perspective. Plenty of seasoned stars believe individual accolades only go so far until a player carries a team to the top. Still, Clark seems determined to chase that very goal. She's focused on elevating the Indiana Fever from a rebuilding squad to a legitimate contender. Every record broken or MVP compliment received appears to fuel her ambition, rather than lull her into complacency. Wilson's reservations might actually serve as motivation, spurring Clark to prove that her success isn't just personal, but will eventually translate into playoff runs and maybe, one day, a championship banner. In just one season, Caitlyn Clark turned the WNBA around. The early skepticism from legends like Diana Taurasi transformed into full-on endorsement once they witnessed her fearless style, remarkable passing, and game-breaking shooting range. Breanna Stewart, Candace Parker, Tina Charles, Maya Moore, Cynthia Cooper, Lisa Leslie, and a host of other MVPs have recognized that she's not simply another promising prospect. She's a pioneer, redefining what's possible for a rookie and propelling the league to new heights of popularity. Even the few who remain cautious, like A'ja Wilson, have essentially laid out a challenge that Clark seems all too eager to accept: go out and win titles. Most rookies aim to survive their first season, but Clark thrived. She shattered record after record, filled arenas, commanded massive TV ratings, and forced the basketball world to reevaluate its assumptions about women's sports. While her stat lines and accolades are astonishing, what truly sets her apart is her intangible impact. She has emboldened the next generation of hoopers, young boys and girls who see her pulling up from deep and realize they, too, can push the boundaries of the game. Every highlight reel, every quote from a former MVP, and every viral social media post underscores one central theme: she's only getting started. The WNBA's future is gleaming, and much of that shine radiates from Caitlyn Clark's growing legend. With her rookie season in the books, the question is no longer if she'll continue to make waves, it's how big those waves will become. Will a WNBA championship be the ultimate capstone to her meteoric rise? Will she anchor Team USA and lead them to global dominance? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the doubters who first questioned her place in the pros have been proven wrong in spectacular fashion. Now the ball is in Clark's hands, and she's aiming squarely at basketball history. Do you believe she has what it takes to be the greatest ever? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss a minute of Caitlyn Clark's journey. The future of women's basketball has never looked brighter. Stay tuned, because this story is still being written, and it's only getting more electrifying from here.